Welcome into a very special Locked On NBA Insider Report for the NBA Draft Lottery. Mike Richmond from Locked On Blazers is joining us as Portland is going to get the 7th pick in the upcoming draft. A little bit different than what we were expecting. So what was your immediate reaction to that? And obviously after the end of last season.
Well, they this was the most likely spot they were going to be just math wise. They had about basically a 30% chance, 20 for those of us who have been tracking it closely, 29.8% chance, but basically a 30% chance to end up here. But so it was likely they were going to fall just the way math works. But you go in hopeful to these things that you're going to get the right ping pong balls. And I think really Damian Lillard's reaction spoke for us all. He was the Blazers representative at the draft lottery. And when it came up, he kind of smiled and slumped back in his chair and did the, oh, of course face. And I think that was the reaction kind of universally. Oh, of course.
Going forward, when your team ends the season kind of tough, right? So like when you're looking forward to a team, you might not have the highest of, expectations just based off how it ended, but their pieces are there, right? So when you're looking at adding someone if they keep this pick at that spot, what are you kind of hoping they add in that position?
They need NBA forwards. I mean, they just need dudes who can play forward in the NBA. They don't have a ton of those right now on the roster. And they got a bunch of guards like Damon and Anfernee Simons are going to play a bunch of minutes. Josh Hart's going to play a bunch of minutes. They just need taller, bigger wings. I think we've seen in the NBA playoffs, taller, bigger wings is what every good team wants. So, good luck. Good luck finding a bunch of those really quality ones. But I think their needs are pretty clear. They've got a path back to being decent pretty quickly, but like dropping to 7th means maybe a jumping into like a contender status gets a little bit further away.
Is there someone that, you have your eye on that you think, hey, they'd fit really well in this position, as a normal functional athletic forward for this team?
Right. Yeah. Like NBA. Are you an NBA size forward? I think the best name or the most sort of the best targets that's likely to be available there is Baylor's Jeremy Sohan. He's pretty limited on offense, at least at this stage in his career, but he projects, at least from what the good folks at Locked On NBA Big Board tell me, projects to be a pretty good NBA defender right now. The Blazers, if they could get, counting on a rookie to be a high level defender is kind of fool's gold, probably a fool's errand rather, I should say. But if he's there, I think he fits both sort of talent and need all in one package. And maybe the franchise savior came right there out of Waco, Texas.
We can hope, right? Obviously, it's a bit of a precarious position, obviously, when you have, some big name stars, but you don't have the extra pieces to build around, right? So you go full rebuild mode or you try to like make this work. Is there any chance they trade to try to bring in the veteran presence that they need in that position, or do you think they're definitely going to keep it?
I think there's a chance they trade out.
Okay.
They're going to try to be good while Damian Lillard is around.
Yeah.
He's given them every indication that he wants to be around. He doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. The whole plan this year was to be really super duper bad for 2 months, and then it was all going to work out. They didn't get the pick from the Pelicans that they were going to get when the Pelicans made the playoffs. They didn't land in the top 4 of the draft. Now they're in 7th. So for all of this losing, they end up 7th. They're still going to go for it. This is like bad results with maybe like a decent process to get these bad results. Yeah, I think there's a good chance, maybe not a good chance, but I think there's a real chance that they try to find a taker for 7 because Damian Lillard wants to play with adults, not a pretty good 19-year-old.
Okay, fair enough. We'll see which route they end up actually going, and hopefully Dame is happy because that's the most important thing, I think, at this point. Mike, thank you for joining us. Locked on Blazers will have all of the breakdown for you going forward, so keep an eye on that. I'm Kanani Stevens. This has been Locked On NBA.